All right, we're back.
Ready for round two.
Definitely. Last time we really dug into the Dutch education system.
Those top-notch universities.
Yeah, globally ranked programs. It's no wonder it's like a huge draw for students, coming from all over.
It's a huge draw for sure.
But like we always say, no deep dive is complete without, diving into the tougher stuff.
Undercurrents.
Exactly. And in this case, it's this unexpected resistance that's been built.
Resistance?
Yeah, to the whole influx of international students.
Interesting. Because you'd think, with the Netherlands' reputation...
Right, you'd think it'd be all open arms, right?
Precisely. Known for being so open and welcoming.
So some people listening might be thinking, hold on, what's going on? Why this sudden change of heart? And it's okay. Well, it's complicated. So let's unpack this a bit.
It really is fascinating, this paradox almost. A nation that's known for its openness, facing some pretty tough challenges that are directly tied to that openness. It's kind of a twist.
It's like that saying, be careful what you wish for, isn't it?
Exactly. It's like they built this amazing education system.
Which you want, right?
Of course.
Right.
Attracts the best and brightest from around the world, which is fantastic. But then...
And suddenly...
overflowing lecture halls.
Oh, tell me about it. I've seen pictures. It's like trying to get a decent spot at a rock concert, except instead of seeing your favorite band, you're trying to, snag a seat in organic chemistry.
And it's not just the classrooms. Think about the housing situation. Oh, right.
Can you imagine? You land in a new country, you're excited, ready to start this new chapter, and bam, you're thrown into this cutthroat competition for basically any affordable place to live.
Yikes. So what happens?
Students stuck commuting for hours every day because they can't find anything near campus. We're talking some serious commutes. I even read about students resorting to couch surfing just to, have a roof over their heads, temporary housing, anything they can find.
Wow. That's got to be incredibly stressful, especially for students who are, let's be honest, probably pretty far from home, far from their usual support systems.
Absolutely. It's more than just a little inconvenience.
It's about feeling settled, right?
Exactly. Feeling secure in a totally new place. And it's not just the logistics of it all. We can't forget the whole language and cultural side of things. It reminds me of this one time I was traveling in rural Japan.
Oh, wow.
I mean, rural. Nobody spoke English. It was... Well, let's just say even ordering food felt like an Olympic sport.
I can imagine.
So I can kind of see how with so many international students around, some people might worry about Dutch culture and language kind of, I don't know, taking a back seat.
It's a key concern that comes up a lot. Language, it's so fundamental to cultural identity.
For sure.
And there's this anxiety that with English being so dominant, especially in those university settings, that Dutch is being,
Yeah.
Exactly. Pushed aside, marginalized. And it's sparking this really interesting national debate about what it means to protect, to safeguard a cultural identity, in this increasingly globalized world.
And this isn't just some philosophical debate happening in classrooms. This is spilled over into a major political issue. Right?
Oh, absolutely. In the last election, three major political parties, their platforms, limiting international student numbers, front and center. And to really understand this, we've got to connect it to this broader trend we're seeing, not just in the Netherlands, but, globally, this increased scrutiny on immigration, the impact it has on local communities. It's a big deal.
So it's a lot to unpack.
Right.
And with all these concerns swirling around, it's easy to think, okay, the solution is simple. Just, close the doors. Less international students, problem solved.
But is it really that simple? Is that the best way forward?
I wish it were that simple. But the reality is there's a whole other side to this, a strong counter-argument that, frankly, shutting out international students completely, it would be incredibly short-sighted.
Short-sighted, how so?
Well, for starters, the Netherlands, it benefits enormously from international students. The numbers don't lie. Did you know they contribute over 2 billion euros to the Dutch economy every year?
Wow.
It's huge. And that's not even factoring in what they bring to those universities, the global reputation boost, the energy, the diversity. It's true. And let's not forget about all the Dutch students who head off on their own international adventures, right?
Yeah.
Study abroad programs, exchanges. It's a two-way street.
Exactly. It's estimated that something like 25% of Dutch students will study abroad at some point. So to me, it's not about closing doors. It's about finding a path forward, a path that, yes, acknowledges the concerns that people have, but also recognizes the undeniable value, the benefits that come with internationalization.
So instead of, say, drastically cutting the number of international students, what are some of the alternatives that are, being tossed around?
Well, there are some really interesting ideas out there. One that's gained some traction is this idea of incentivizing international students to consider universities outside the major cities, those cities that are already feeling the strain.
Makes sense. Spread things out a little.
Exactly. Lessen the pressure. And another idea is to tackle that housing crunch head on. Create more affordable housing options specifically designed for students.
So it's about, being proactive, finding solutions that benefit, everyone involved.
Exactly. It's about balance. It's messy. It's complex. There's no easy answer.
That's the thing with deep dives. Sometimes you uncover more questions than answers.
Isn't that the truth?
But seriously, it's been fascinating to really dig into this. It highlights how interconnected the world is becoming. Global education, it's incredible. The benefits are clear. But with those benefits comes some very real, very complex challenges. It's about making it work.
Making it work for everyone.
Exactly. And I think that's something worth thinking about.
It really is. As the world becomes more and more interconnected, how do we, and I don't just mean the Netherlands, I mean all of us, how do we strike that balance? How do we welcome those amazing advantages of globalization, but at the same time, make sure we're addressing the concerns, the very real needs of our own citizens? It's a discussion that needs to be happening not just in one country, but, everywhere.
On a global scale. Lots to think about.
Absolutely.
Until next time.
See you then.